If you've been following the Dallas Cowboys lately, you know the feeling, that uneasy sense that our team isn't really being run like a football operation anymore, but more like the personal empire of one man, Jerry Jones. And I'm not talking about just a wealthy owner enjoying his team. I'm talking about someone who operates completely on his own terms, a man who openly admits he thrives on controversy 365 days a year. The NFL recently released its annual franchise valuations, and once again, the Cowboys sit at the top. $12.28 billion. Let that sink in. Not million, billion. That's more than $2 billion ahead of the Rams in second place. 6 years in a row as the most valuable team in all of sports. And while that might sound like something to celebrate, here's the problem: this is Jerry Jones' Super Bowl. This is the trophy he cares about. It's been 30 years since the Cowboys hoisted a Lombardi trophy, and the truth is, Jerry seems far more concerned about maintaining brand dominance than building a championship roster. Sure, we can laugh at other franchises. The Dolphins haven't won a playoff game in over 2 decades, and some teams have never even sniffed a Super Bowl. But that doesn't change the fact that our own drought began the moment Jerry decided he could do things his way without Jimmy Johnson. Since then, we've had splashy headlines, big personalities, and plenty of marketing power, but when it comes to January football, we fall short. And here's what really stings: even when we think Jerry's finally stepping back, maybe letting Stephen Jones run things more like a normal NFL front office, he comes roaring back with this burst of do-it-my-way energy. And every time, it puts us right back at the whim of a man who's chasing business glory, not football glory. So I've got to ask you, as a fan, do you think Jerry Jones cares more about building a $12 billion empire than winning another Super Bowl? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and vote in our quick poll: Empire or Lombardi, which one matters more to you? And hey, if you want more unfiltered Cowboys talk like this, hit that subscribe button so we can hit our goal of 16,000 subscribers. For decades, Cowboys fans have lived in the shadow of the past, and Jerry Jones keeps feeding that nostalgia. He loves to remind everyone of the glory days, the unstoppable offensive lines, Hall of Famers like Larry Allen and Nate Newton, the team that made opponents tremble just by showing up. But here's the hard truth: that era is long gone. The Dallas Cowboys that once dominated the NFL don't exist anymore, and yet Jerry acts like they do, celebrating every moment like it's 1995. That Netflix special? All about looking back at the legends, the stories, the star-studded past. But what about now? What about today's team? What about building fear, respect, and, most importantly, wins on the field? It's like watching the fall of Rome in slow motion. Back then, the empire commanded attention and respect. Today, the Cowboys command headlines, but not for winning. It's for drama, distraction, and the spectacle of Jerry Jones. The reality is, our team doesn't strike fear in anyone anymore. Instead of being remembered for punishing defenses or dominating playoffs, we're remembered for behind-the-scenes soap operas, for media stunts, and for financial milestones. Sure, being the most valuable team in sports is impressive, but does it really matter to a fan sitting in the stands watching losses pile up? And it's not just about nostalgia, it's about distraction. While we're all getting caught up in documentaries, press releases, and flashy premieres, the team is missing the focus needed to compete at the highest level. Legendary players and analysts have spoken about it. The Cowboys need to stop looking backward and start preparing for the challenges ahead. The talent, the coaching, and even the defense are affected when attention is divided, when the focus is on image over performance. So I've got to ask you, are you planning to watch the Netflix special, or are you skipping it to focus on real football? Let us know in the comments, and vote yes or no: should Jerry step aside from making day-to-day football decisions? This is the debate that every Cowboys fan is living with, and it's only going to heat up as the season approaches. And if you haven't already, hit that like button if you agree that the Cowboys need a new era, not another trip down memory lane. Subscribe and turn on notifications to stay in the loop with the real story behind the team, not just the Hollywood version. Now let's get into the drama that's got every Cowboys fan talking: the Micah Parsons contract situation. This isn't just another holdout, it's a standoff with one of the best defenders in the NFL. Parsons has been dominating games, chasing quarterbacks, and making plays that change the outcome of matches, yet here we are, watching. Negotiations drag on. Even Michael Irvin, one of the most respected voices in Cowboys history, publicly called Jerry out on it. Standing right there, he made it clear, you earn respect by paying your players, by doing what's right for the team. And yet, here we are, caught in a cycle that's been repeated too many times over the years. Let's be real, Jerry talks about risk as if not signing Parsons is some kind of calculated gamble. But what is actually at risk? The empire isn't going anywhere. The NFL isn't taking the Cowboys away. The yacht, the helicopters, the billions, they remain untouched. What is truly at risk is the team's success on the field. Parsons isn't just another player, he's the cornerstone of this defense. With a new defensive coordinator in place, his absence from practice impacts the entire squad, throws off timing, and leaves gaps that opponents can exploit. That's the real risk. Not the dollars, not the headlines, but losing games because your best player isn't ready to play. And it's not just Parsons, it's the distraction that comes with him sitting out. Every day, teammates, coaches, and fans are forced to focus on contract talks instead of game preparation. The media frenzy, the speculation, the back and forth with Jerry Jones, it all bleeds into the locker room. We've seen it before with legends like Emmitt Smith, who sat out during a holdout but eventually came back to lead the team to a Super Bowl. But time and again, the pattern repeats. Jerry lets it drag, fans get frustrated, and the team risks more than it needs to. So here's the question for you, should the Cowboys pay Micah Parsons now, or let the negotiations drag on? Vote in the poll and drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you agree that the team can't afford to let its best player sit, hit that like button and subscribe to make sure you stay up to date on this saga. The Micah Parsons situation isn't just about money, it's about distractions, risk, and Jerry Jones' stubbornness. Every year, it seems like we go through the same cycle: a star player, contract talks, public debate, and a front office that drags its feet. Remember Emmitt Smith back in '93? He sat out games during a holdout, eventually came back, and led the Cowboys to a Super Bowl. The pattern hasn't changed. And now, with Parsons, the stakes are even higher. He's arguably the best defensive player in the NFL, and the Cowboys' new defensive coordinator, Matt Eberflus, needs him fully integrated into practices and schemes. Yet here we are again, watching as Jerry Jones plays games with contracts instead of focusing on the field. He talks about risk like it's a strategic move, but the truth is the real risk is letting Parsons sit, letting the team's preparation suffer, and potentially losing critical games. Every day that passes without a deal gives Parsons more leverage and increases the tension in the locker room. This isn't just frustrating for fans, it's affecting the players who have to prepare, practice, and execute without knowing if their star defender will be ready. And the distractions don't stop there. Between media coverage, social media speculation, and public comments from former players like Michael Irvin, the focus keeps shifting away from football. The Cowboys have a new defensive coordinator, a season ahead full of opportunities, and a roster that needs to gel. But all of that gets clouded by negotiations that shouldn't even be this complicated. So, fans, I want to hear from you. Do you think this Parsons holdout is already hurting the team? Vote yes or no in the poll, and let us know in the comments if you think Jerry Jones will finally get the deal done before Week 1. And remember, if you want more updates and honest analysis about the Cowboys' biggest stories, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. This is the kind of stuff you won't hear anywhere else, and we're bringing it straight to you, the fan who deserves the truth about what's happening in Dallas. And here we are, at the point where you have to admit it, the Dallas Cowboys are the NFL's ultimate soap opera, and Jerry Jones is the leading star. He's described it himself: 365 days of drama, distraction, and spectacle. But this isn't just entertainment for us as fans, it's affecting the team's performance, the locker room, and the focus needed to win games. While other franchises quietly build rosters and prepare for the playoffs, the Cowboys make headlines for contract disputes, Netflix premieres, and endless media buzz. Look at the numbers: the Cowboys are worth $12.28 billion. The Rams, the Giants, the Patriots, even the 49ers, all worth a fraction of that. But does any of that matter on Sunday afternoons when the playoffs start? Not one bit. Recognition, notoriety, and dollars are not championships. And yet, here we are, caught between a legacy of greatness and the reality of missed opportunities. The fan in the stands wants Lombardi trophies, not headlines. We want wins, not just stories about what happened back in the 90s or who's attending a Netflix premiere. And the stakes are real right now. Micah Parsons, the cornerstone of this defense, is still in limbo. Every day without a resolution affects team chemistry, preparation, and confidence. The distraction spreads, the locker room feels it, and the fans are frustrated. Legendary Cowboys like Michael Irvin have publicly urged Jerry to get it done, but the negotiations drag on. Meanwhile, the rest of the NFL moves forward, teams sign deals, players get on the field, and games get won. The Cowboys? We wait, we speculate, and we hope that the Empire's priorities don't completely overshadow football. So here's my question to you, fan to fan. Are you still optimistic the Cowboys can win it all under Jerry Jones, or has the soap opera turned into a barrier to success? And let's break it down further. What's the bigger problem right now? The coaching, the roster, or ownership? Vote in the poll, leave your thoughts in the comments, and let's have an honest discussion. And if you're tired of the Cowboys being a soap opera instead of a championship team, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. We're here to cover the real story, the wins and losses, and the behind-the-scenes drama, giving you everything you need as a fan who demands the truth. Because at the end of the day, being a Cowboys fan means caring enough to demand more focus, more championships, and yes, more accountability from Jerry Jones.